And as for Olten, they're out of the 3 at the moment. So to be safe tomorrow, Olten need to win. Cluj, I want to win to hold on to second as Mishra starts, and this one's driven away and it beats the field. This is going to keep rolling away. Just keep rolling. Static Zion gets 4. Olten sent Static Zion to the top of the order. He starts with the boundary. This one not really swinging in from Mishra. It wasn't quite the length. It was a powerful stroke off the back foot. It's powerful, but powerful enough. So Cluj will be doing the chasing in match 15. This is a thick edge, and it's held. And this one just holds its line, doesn't really swing in. Static Zion goes 4 and out. That looks like Guyssss Saini prowling around that short third man area. An early wicket. Olten 4 for 1. And that fielding position, I've talked about it before. It can act as a de facto kind of slip. The way that the batters go hard at the ball in this form of the game. Saini found himself in the right place at the right time. Takes it fairly comfortably. Not sure it's quite in the middle of the hands of Guyssss Saini, but an important catch. He is a good fielder. It doesn't drop too many. So Static Zion, he'll be disappointed. Goes 4 and out. There's 4 for 1. And we'll see Robert Brito come into the crease. Well, he's just going in higher and higher now. He's coming out number 3 in this match. Disappointment for Static Zion. Them's the breaks, I guess. I mean, that edge could have gone anywhere. So will be Robert Brito at number 3. Oh, what a day of cricket. I thought we'd see some close finishes today, and certainly has proved to be the case. The teams jostle for position. So Carlton lock up number 1 spot. With that loss, PCC Kings, they find themselves in the bottom 3, which is where they're going to stay, I think. Mishra will be happy with that early wicket. Not really getting that prodigious in-swing that we expect from him. This one's driven away, but cut off. There's Nishat Devray doing the fielding there. Yeah, so team news, still no Periawa for Cluj. Gonna have a fitness test for him on that ankle, but yeah, just still not quite up to where it needs to be. See if he figures on Super Thursday. Oh, this one almost gets through. That's where it comes in, but it'll just be 1. Umpire's out there. Suleiman Saeed and Charles Croucher. Last match of the day. And Olten, they find themselves out of the 3 at the moment. They can get there, but they need to win. If they do, they'll find themselves in either 3rd or 2nd. In the air, and this one's going to go all the way. Well, that's up the stairs. That's ordering a drink. That's over the roof. Maximo! What a shot that is. Through the hands at that. Through to Vukarasu. Watch from the other end. And he watched this one sail out of the ground. Well, that's a remarkable stroke first ball. I thought the fielder was in with the chance. Rod Shaker up, but he had to watch it go well over his head. Cranes his neck. Mixed bag in his first over for Cluj. Really powerfully hit into the steps. Umpires are going to have a good look at the ball. We'll give it back to Gaurav Mishra. It's amazing how some balls swing, some don't. We have seen a lot of bowlers getting a lot of swing today, but Mishra, who's normally an out-and-out swing bowler, he's not getting a lot of shape on these. This one does come in a bit, though. The good, the bad, and the ugly to start off match 15 in Group C. Olten, after 1 over, 11 for 1. Any sound to hear Mr. Maximo welcoming back. Man looks pretty stylish in green today, but the Kermit the Frog vibes about him. Joining me in the commentary box is Rico Fall. Welcome back, Rico.
Thank you very much, Vinny. Good to be back. It's also very good to be out there, as you mentioned already, with the Aloha College from Marbella. Kids having some fun out there, hitting a few balls around. And, good to see them talking and mingling with the players too. And, nice also people that come from all around the area here in the fan zone. Just a reminder, that we are on that road that goes from Carnival's Coin. You all know where it is. Come and join us. Come and have some fun, have some refreshments, and enjoy some fantastic cricket here. Champions League of Cricket.
It's great to be here as well, isn't it? As we see, looks like Safi coming in, the youngster. Umar Ahmed Safi just bustles through. He's not tall at all, but
I tell you what,
he gets him through. I like him.
He's not tall, but he's small and mighty. He broke the stump yesterday. He literally broke the stump. He bowled really well, took 2 really good wickets. Yeah, I like him.
Short, big for pace. No good luck. So we want him to handle behind the stumps as well. Safi is a man we saw for Cluj in the ECS last year. He's a young player, but certainly been given opportunities with Cluj. It's an opportunity to open the bowling here. So, struggling to get going in this knock. This one is beautifully struck. This one is close to the middle of the bat. Back foot drive. Whacked cuatro carreras. And the first boundary for Brito.
Move one up. Good timing. Good placement. Lovely shots. And, well, the little man, Safi, he's got away with one already there. He needed to direct this in another area. The batter was waiting for it. And he thumps it away, Brito. I do love the kit of Cluj, I must say. I do love it. I love those colours, and in this Spanish sunshine they look absolutely fantastic.
Means on this next one, this will just be one.
Take a single, that's good. Probably haven't seen so much of that from too many of the teams today. I mean, you've got to get a boundary, you get a boundary with the next ball. You don't have to go for the boundary. We've seen a lot of swinging and missing, even in that last game, despite the run chase being achieved. But don't be afraid to take the single, rotate that strike.
Going nowhere fast.
Oh, look at the dance on this.
It's got a bit of the English on it. We saw the English in the first week, but this is the spin of the ball that you might associate with snooker or something like that.
Doesn't he look at Eddie Kotler here behind the stumps? Doesn't he look the part? I love it. I love him there. Watch this. He said, "It's coming to me." Oh no, it's not. What's happening?
Sideways edge. Nice ball. Coming up from Safi. Goes upstairs. Pretty good over from him. Does concede the boundary, but not too many others. As he goes for 5, and the score at the end of 2 is 16 for 1. Look, it's a good chance for us to have a look at the table as well. We can see exactly where we're at.
Yeah, this will be interesting, and I'm sure the word will also have got to the teams out there.
Cluj are safe, but again, you don't want anyone drop to 3rd, which they could if they lose badly to Olten in this game. Precious EC, with that win, they've pushed into 3rd. Olten, they basically need to win to avoid being on the chopping block tomorrow on Super Thursday. To push in that top 3, Olten need to win. If they do, and they'll push Precious EC out because they'll have 6 points. They're not going to do it on net run rate, obviously, because the net run rate is inferior. If they lose, it'll only go backwards. So I think it's a must-win game for Olten. They're pushing that top 3. You might say, well, okay, Cluj, what have they got to gain? Well, I think it's important that they hold on to 2nd, because the advantage going to Super Thursday, if you finish higher up in the top 3, is the scheduling. So yeah. Cluj at the moment, if they finish in 2nd, they will play matches 3 and 5 tomorrow. But if they finish in 3rd, they have to play matches 1 and 5, and that's a really long day. Good delivery, this one from Abdul Asif.
Yeah, beauty. Abdul Asif, been impressed with him. Always ask questions, and one thing I was saying about Safi, you don't try and bowl 2 of the same balls, because the batters are more or less anticipating it, and that's what Asif does. He keeps them guessing.
Yeah, he certainly does. Talented player. Just get one here. That's a big throw at the keeper's end. I'm probably going to bowl up because Brito was labouring. Hey, a few questions in the chat about, okay, Carlton, they finished top. Is there any advantage to that? Well, the main advantage, again, it's the scheduling. So Carlton, by finishing top, they'll have the agreeable schedule of playing 1 and 3 tomorrow, and they'll have that whole afternoon off, which could be valuable going into finals Friday. Get that rest and recovery time. This one's just dragged into the leg side. It's going to be 4 through to Vukarasu. Hasn't had a lot of the strike, but when he has, he's He's been looking to attack, and he gets another boundary as we see this power play evaporating pretty quick, but that's 4 more runs to Olten, the Swiss champions.
Yeah, Guyssss doesn't quite get this out in the middle of the bat, but once it's gone past that fielder, especially on this lovely, lush, quick outfield, it's always going to be 4 runs. Yeah, Guyss's been interesting. He can put some big hits together, but then he goes for a little lull.
Goes for this, and I think it's going to get over Mishra, or is it? It does just. Well, he just kind of froze like a deer in the headlights, Gaurav Mishra.
Yeah.
And I think if he hightails that one back, he probably has a play on this, but it just gets out of his reach. And
he's just whopped, hasn't he? Because we saw Taranjit was there earlier. I'm not sure the reasoning for this switch.
the wind swung around, and it's probably kind of blowing back at the batter now. I think that's why he has a chance to catch that, but just couldn't get in the right position. Last ball the over. Edge and gets past Natty Godler. It's going to be 4.
I think he gets a glove to this.
Yeah, he does. And I think he'll be disappointed that he doesn't get a bit more of a glove on it. I know it flies away pretty fast. The pace of Abdulaziz. A couple of half chances in a couple of balls. Get a look at it here. And it just kind of eats him up. He looks down at his glove. It had to be a reaction kind of catch. And you could argue maybe he could have got 2 gloves to it. But Natty Godler, well, blink and you'll miss it. That's the end of the power play. 26 for 1. Very interesting over. In the end, it costs 9. Natty Godler, pretty accomplished wicketkeeper, but he just found himself unable to react quick enough to that one.
Yeah, what did you think of that? I mean, I noticed there he's got his stance where he starts, but then as that ball was coming, he's taken a step to the left, and then the ball would have probably gone straight to where he is now. If you look now where he's standing.
I'll tell you what it is, it's a balance thing. The reason he can't get a good dive in it is because he has been wrong-footed. Come to that in a second. Here's Safi coming back, bangs it in. To just be 1. So what it is, I always found that I wanted to minimise as a keeper the amount of times that had my weight on my left foot when it was outside the off stump. So I would rather start like more behind the stump so that I'm already moving right. So there's an outside edge, you're already moving in that direction.
But he's moving the other way.
That's what I'm saying. So I think it's a positioning thing. He starts a little bit too far to the right, his right. Back to that in a second. This one's whipped off the toes. And Aaron Kumar doing the fielding. Yeah, so it's about to do with where you start. So because he starts a bit too far right, in my opinion, his weight's on his left foot, and then he can't really get a good dive back to his right. Okay, so I'd be starting probably more almost behind the stumps, maybe not quite behind the stumps, but have a look at Natty Godler where he sets up. He's right outside the return crease. So just look at how he moves here. So he's moving to the left, which means if it takes an outside edge, he's then having to change direction.
Yeah, it's almost wrong-footing himself.
Yeah, wrong-footing himself. And it's one thing, it's different. Yeah, if you've got an in-swing bowler, then you always have to do that more because you're going to find yourself kind of moving to the left with the ball curving that way. And again, just a subtle positioning thing. Oh, this is blasted, and you can forget this one. This is best shot so far. Through to Vukarasu. Oh, there's Corey. He's hanging around. Probably looking for 9 in a row. In the end, he's going to have to go searching for this one because that's out of the ground. Maximal 6 to Olten as Corey drops the return.
Yeah, don't fade to Corey. Come on, guys. You should know by now. Guyssss, top shot. This one goes out of here. And that's what Guyssss going to. He has little periods. When he starts hitting, he hits. Will he go again?
Well, he will go, but not the way he intended. Safi gets the wicket and he knocks over through to Vukarasu. 6 and out, and Olten lose their other opener with a score at 34. That's a good comeback from the youngster who gets the wicket. He's got 1 for 13. 2 down now for Olten.
Look, pats on the back, hugs all round. That's what you're talking about, and that shows a lot of courage. Courageousness from the bowler. He just gets hit for a big straight 6, one of the biggest of the day, and then he comes back and he knocks the stumps over. So Guyssss, well, he's there for 10 balls, scores 18, but he has to go. You see, not a nice looking shot. In fact, that's a really ugly shot, and he knows it. You won't want to look at that again. Shot Maria Ganda Bapas Agya Banda. Well, it wasn't good.
It wasn't what was on the plan for Olten, but yeah, this is just a walking heave.
Look where his feet are. I mean, that's a really poor shot. I mean, if his feet had stayed still, yeah, I think he would have been able to hit that, no problems, but he gets in the wrong position. So just puts his team under a bit of pressure. It'll be interesting who they'll go with now, whether there'll be any change. I mean, Waradu.
Here's John Merry. I know you like this one.
John Merry. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I like this
Merry.
one. I'm a little surprised that Waradu hasn't come out, though. I have to say, he seems to do his job well at the top end.
Yeah, so they've...
I mean, he is in the... I just had to do a double check to see if he's in in the team sheet. He is, so
He is.
surprise.
True. Last ball coming up. The 4th over. Safi. Now this one's top edge. Hanging a long time. It's going to find a pocket of space. It's going to run away for 4. So John Merry, he often loves a good time. Hasn't been around for a long time in this series. He does start with a 4. Fortunately, there's no one back for him on the boundary as far as he's concerned, because he will continue as at the end of the 4th over. Olten 38 for 2. And look, I will have to just mention a bit of a shout out as we go to the last game of the day, that Taranjeet Singh is out there. Well, Sarabjit, his wife, it's her birthday today.
It is.
Very happy birthday to you, Sarabjit. I hope you are going well, and Prabjit as well. Their son, who is probably the youngest commentator we've had, if you were watching ECS Romania last year, he knew how to turn the button on and wear the microphone. But Sarabjit, well, Taranjeet said he's going to do a little bit of extra duty-free shopping on the way home.
Ooh.
So thinking of you today. Hopefully you're enjoying this so far, as this is something that I don't think the Cluj fans will enjoy off the first ball of the 5th over. As Coley comes out, he gets driven away. And what I would say is with these two out here, Brito and John Merry, they're not going to be hanging around. They're going to be playing their shots. I think it's going to be exciting stuff. Olten starting this over with a boundary.
Yeah, and you know, Vinny, because I've probably harped on about this probably too much, but John Merry's out there. I have said that from the little bit I've seen from him, I think we only seen him bat once.
Brito at the moment. He gets caught in the back foot.
The umpire's a little shake of the head, so it will be signalled leg byes, but it'll be interesting to see this one. I mean, it looked pretty full.
Pace from Coley. That's not that full.
Yeah, probably too high, missing leg.
Yeah, look where he ends up. It might have even just in line, you could argue, but certainly that one wasn't going to hit the timber. But I would say Coley was a bit of fire about him. Had some control issues earlier in the week. Straight through him once again. John Merry having a close shave.
Yeah, he's playing this one down the wrong line, isn't he? How much does this miss by?
Well, about to find out. Coley will fancy his chances here if he can just get one straight.
Ooh.
Not missing by much. Answer your question.
Look at that. Well, John Merry will be wondering how it actually got through. You can see what he's eyeing up.
Well, this time he gets something he likes and he just turns on it. It's going to be 1 bounce 4. Well fielded by Aiden Cooper down there with the orange vest. It's the length here, which John Merry feels a bit more comfortable. Sees it bounce earlier and just makes good contact again. There's no one back there on the boundary. 4 more.
Yeah, look at the fish work here. Nice. Nice pick up. And like the way he sort of gets his body out of the way to allow himself to get the shot in. And good work there from, Aiden. Well, come rain or shine, he's always wearing those shorts, even in the cold mornings.
Knocked over, and it'll go no more for John Merry. Once again, can't really face enough balls without getting a good one. And he was living dangerously while he was out there. He goes 4-4 and out. Coley hits the target. And Olten loses a 3rd wicket with the score at 47.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of boundaries from John Merry. And the last one, well, it looked a bit stylish, but it was that full delivery that gets him. He's playing all round it. He's not playing straight. Look at that. Look where he is here. And that's just gone and hit middle stump. He's totally down the wrong line.
Just getting a bit too clever by half, isn't he? He's showing the stumps, and Coley says, well, if you're going to show them, I'm going to hit them. Yeah. And I think John Merry, I do love his approach. It's exciting to watch. I just wish I could see him bat for a bit longer because, then he shows all 3 of the stumps. That ball flies away. Coley gets the wicket of Elliston. John Merry off the 4th ball he faces. He goes for 8, 47 for 3. And do see that Pavel Florin's in the chat as well. Hello, Pavel. I hope you're well. I'm sure he'll be watching his former teammates very closely. And Sarabjit is in the chat as well. Yeah. Lovely wife of Taranjeet. Very happy birthday to you.
Yeah. बहुत बधाइयां ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ अपना birthday है. Don't figure ना करो. तरनजीत ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ कोई ना कोई gift लेके आऊँगा for sure. पक्का.
Nice ball the over. Hits the ground here. So won't be out. But still good start on Perumal. So they're sending one excitement machine out after another, but no one really getting out of first gear as yet for Olten at the halfway point. 5 overs down, 47 for 3.
Yeah, this was well bowled from Coley. I think we've been impressed with Coley, haven't we, from the first time we saw him, even though he was unfortunate enough there in that first match after bowling some real humdingers of a delivery, and unfortunately bowled those two full tosses. That meant he had to come off, and it was the umpire Shub that took him off. But Kohli, he did get his own back, didn't he? Yesterday in real style, and that's when he decided to take Shub out. And that's why Shub's not out there. He said, I'm not umpiring. If there's a Kohli about, I don't want to be there, he says. And no harm done. Shub is fine. He's had all the precautions done there just to make sure, you know.
Let's be one start new over. Arun Kumar getting a bowl. Captain back at the reins today.
This is nice to see Arun Kumar, because this has got to be, is this his first bowl?
It's the first time he's bowled. He's tried bowling a fair bit in ECL 19. Oh, this one's manoeuvred and he's going to go the distance. Maximo! Perumal, he is a guy that we like to see bat. He's come up with some heroics so far for Olten. And he goes and fetches this one, but fetches it well, gets a good piece on it. That one's into the jungle, 6 runs.
Lovely shot from Perumal. Well, maybe the captain of Olten, Ali Nar, has been playing games with us, Vinny. He's heard us say, where are they? And then right now, maybe when they need him most, they're out there. He's given John Mary, and oh, this one is going to get over him, is it? No, it's not. It's going to be taken. This was an interesting shot. So Perumal again, the same as John Mary. He comes out, he does hit the ball well, and then this is an unusual shot. I think he's been surprised by the bounce, and all smiles, and a big smile on the face of Arun Kumar, because after being hit for, again, you have to say a stylish 6, he gets his man, so it's a boundary and out once more.
Yeah, 6 and out for Perumal. One thing you would say is that the middle order, a revamped middle order if you like, they haven't wasted too much time, but this is one that he tries to manoeuvre to the leg side again. Vasu Saini takes his second catch. Doesn't drop too many. Vasu just knew exactly where he had to be there. And that's unfortunate for Perumal, who goes off only the 3rd ball he faces. Wicket trouble at the moment for Olten. They lose a 4th. Arun Kumar, the captain, with his first wicket of ECL 22. It's 54 for 4.
Yeah, well bowled. Did have a little chat with him at the coin toss, and I said to him, "Yaar, tu bhi kuch kar aaj?" And he said, "Koi na baaji, kuch na kuch main aaj karunga." I did say to him, "Look, are you going to do something yourself?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm ready today. I will." And there he is. No doubt he'll be talking to me later. Well, okay, Warrior's coming out here now. So these two put a good partnership together in the earlier match when Brito came out and Warrior was set. So maybe they're here now to steady the innings.
Run rate's not so bad. I mean, it's just shy of 10. I mean, we have seen some high-scoring games today, haven't we? But I still think you put 100 plus on the board, you've got something to bowl at. Olten just had a way of staying in cricket matches so far this week, haven't they? Maridu, regular opener, top order batter, coming out at number 6, just shuffling a few of those hitters. But I suppose you're giving him the opportunities, but you've got to bat a bit longer when you're out there earlier.
Yeah.
In the air, and this one is going to be goodnight Irene Maximo. Raridu with a Maximo. First ball, Arun Kumar goes the journey. It's all 6s and wickets at the moment.
Well, okay, let's see here. Come on, what are the odds? And, it's the captain, Arun Kumar, who goes for another 6. This one didn't sound like it was on the middle of the bat. Sounded a bit hollow, though it still goes all the way.
This over, 1-6, wicket 6. And almost another wicket. This one gets through everybody. And it's going to be 4, and look, it's Byers again. Natagodla just doesn't get the line right, doesn't cover the line. We'll have a look at it. Maybe it comes back a bit. It's this one that just sneaks between the stumps and the batter. It just needs to stay lower, longer. Against the concentration thing as well. You see that he's standing up probably a bit too quick there. So that's a bonus to the total. So is that pretty much everything?
Big bonus. What I've noticed by the last 3 Olten batters is, and they've got themselves out as well, they seem to be walking down leg stick.
Oh, this is a catch that goes down. So, had a drop catch to that. So they will survive. It's a dot to finish. An interesting dot though. 6 overs down, 64 for 4.
Yeah, let's see this again. I mean, I heard the bat hit the ground, but I don't think the ball did.
Yeah, have a look at this. I think that one we can't see, but I'm pretty sure that if we slow this one down a little bit here. Yeah, that's straight off the bat.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bump ball, wasn't hit into the ground. Spicy one though. Kumar does get hands to it, prevents any run, but he could have had a second wicket. 6 overs down, 64 for 4. So let's do my 6 over check-in. Look, 2 a ball from here. That's what you're shooting for. 112. That's acceptable, I think. They have lost wickets, but they have never really had too many dead zones with the scoring. Second over only went for 5, but we have had boundaries every over. Normally a couple. As we start the new over. And we'll start with a single.
Yeah, that was quite short. It doesn't get punished, and it's Sukaran Sahi that comes on now. I'm surprised they're going with Sahi and not Taranjeet. That does surprise me.
I'm a little bit surprised as well. That is Sukaran Sahi bowling, not Taranjeet Singh. Fix that up for you in a second. Goes for it, and this is high. It's a real teaser for the outfielders, but it's just going to bisect them and head over the line. Brito goes maximal. Sukaran Sahi almost had a wicket. Look, if the fielder's right back on this line, he probably leans back and takes a comfortable catch. It was in the gap for that reason, just sneaks over the boundary for 6.
Yeah, I was getting worried when there were 2 running towards each other. Just gets enough on this, doesn't he? And you see, look, it drops right in the middle of them. Thankfully, they avoided each other.
This one's down leg side. Good take by Nadagotala that time. You know, I always have a keeper's perspective. Yeah, concentration's really important as a keeper as well. I mean, getting now into the 3rd day, it's quite intense. Something that Nadagotala just has to find a way to focus. I've just seen a couple of little, what I think are more concentration errors more than anything. And we have seen really high standard wicket-keeping across the board in this series. Sahi. Really loads up on this one, but just drags it for 1. Gotta admit, Olten, you can see why they're the T10 champions of Switzerland. They do play a T10 kind of game, don't they? They're not afraid of wickets. They don't overvalue their wickets.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that whoever it is, whether it's the captain himself or whether it's their coach, as this one's short and it will get full boundary. It's 4 more runs. Ball in the Chinese board short, Siggy. It was too short and it was there for hitting, and it was hit this time. So 4 more runs. And look, one thing they've done is to keep the rate up. And what I was going to say, I'm just hoping that decision, I mean, though John Mary and Primor haven't scored big runs, but the thing what they have done, they've got the acceleration in there. They've put them in a good position. This one will be stopped, but still get a single. And you just think, if you stick with that, going back to what you were saying, you know, they are the champions because of the way they play. But if you stick with that, there will be times when it works. And when it works, they'll go on and score big runs.
Yeah, that's right. So 7 overs down, 79 for 4. See, run rate up to about 11 and over at the moment, just over. As we look ahead to tomorrow, we can't give you exactly the schedule as yet because we're still working out the final of the final standings in the round robin. But I can tell you, Carlton, they will be first. And they'll play in matches 1 and 3. Tomorrow, the top 3, they play for position. And that crucial double chance, only 2 of the 3 teams will get the double chance on finals Friday. And the games in red there, they're eliminators. The bottom 3 will be playing for the right to even survive to the last day of Group C, 5th and 6th. Well, I can tell you already with some confidence who that will be. They will play for 1 spot. Well, I was going to throw this from downtown, but we'll get home for a single. Yeah, it does seem like Prague CC Kings will take on Zaffa. But Olten, if they lose this by even a moderate amount, they could drop into 5th because their net run rate is only about 0.2 ahead of PCC Kings. So they could have to play twice tomorrow if they lose this one badly. So yeah, we don't really know the makeup yet. Yes, should be out. No, just loops over. Goalie. It's a real teaser. Yes, I mean, that's another thing I didn't even consider. I always thought the upside of Olten is they can get it into the top 3 with a win here. And if they lose, depending on the margin, they could have to play potentially twice tomorrow. They'll have to front up early in match 2, take on Zaffa. And then they'll play the 10 finishes in 4th. Dot ball.
How has that ended up over there? I mean, it's a full toss. You're expecting it to be going over mid-wicket, and look where it ends up.
It's just late on it, that's why.
But late on it is one thing, and I mean, it's amazing. Let's have a look at this. Look where he's going to hit this.
Yeah, I do like a little Warridu shuffle. Now, this is what happens when he does hit it close to the middle of the bat. Taranjeet does the fielding. A lot of people asking, Taranjeet not bowling, a bit of a surprise. I think they've been trying to limit his bowling because he's been carrying a bit of an injury. Yeah. And he has done a fair bit of bowling already, so maybe they're identifying this is a match where they can maybe give him a rest. just get away with it with some of the other options, like Kohli, like Sagran Sahi as well. Yeah, this is hit pretty well. And it's hit so well, in fact, it goes over the fielder. Maximo Brito, who's been batting at number 3 here. Yeah. He's one that's justified his promotion, even though it hasn't been quite the Brito we've seen it sometimes. But he's getting going here in the 8th. And Kohli just angling in a little bit too close to the leg stump, and Brito makes him pay.
No, I like it. I like the changes made. Brito, he's shown what he can do. The only thing, Warri do coming in a bit later. Okay, I don't mind it. It's given John Mary and Promo a chance. But yeah, Murthy, the coach, I think he's worked this out well with Ali Naya, the captain. I think I would stick with this.
Yeah, I mean, at least you've given their big hitters an opportunity, even though they haven't really cashed in. But most of them have got at least one away.
Yeah.
End of 8 overs, it's 89 for 4. I've got me watching the clock now, but I think we've got no problems in this one.
Yeah, what's that all about? I mean, we didn't have any issues, did we?
The biggest issue, it wasn't so much that they were dawdling, it was that there were so many extra deliveries bowled in that game. Yeah. It was kind of wides and no balls epidemic that was taking place. We had the information as well from Naveed that he came off, and there was a bit of contention about that, but I did get some more information about that. As we see Abdul-Azif coming back. Yeah, apparently we missed it, but he just had a slight injury fielding the previous over, so that was probably what that was about. I know Corey was posing all kinds of hypotheticals, let's say, but Naveed had a concern. It was more about a fielding stop than actually bowling. So I suppose he'll be hoping he's all right. Of course, they had a very good victory in that game ultimately. This one almost takes out non-striker and almost take out the fence as well. And Brito goes bang. Abdul-Azif, not an easy bowler to hit down the ground, but he gets a good piece of this. Brito moves to 30.
This is a tremendous shot. This really is. This is brutal. He's hit this so hard. Watch this. Bang. And it's gone to the boundary within seconds. There's 2 men out there. Look how quickly that goes. Not a chance.
That one rattled into the pickets, didn't it? Don't give him length. Gives him length, and he misses. But I think at this time, I'd be bowling pretty much every ball at the base of middle stump. I'd probably be trying to bounce it on the crease. And I just think the way Brito's batting, you're a good chance he's going to miss one. You'll get a new batter out there. If you bowl length, you just run the risk of getting whacked down to the ground. And this one could be another catch down to third man. And well, suddenly, Vasu Saini, the third man specialist, he doesn't use all the fingers, but what he does is he catches Brito for 30. That could have gone anywhere. It went straight down the throat of Vasu. He takes his 3rd catch in the innings, 93 for 5.
Yeah, and I think he's letting us know as well. Just keep a little look at him when he takes the catch and the fingers. And here we go. And first, that's well bowled, and just keep an eye. You'll see those. There you go. He's saying that's 3, and they're all mine, and they're all safe. Yeah, I mean, you would say you bowl full and straight. That's the line I'd bowl, because one thing I've observed from all the Olten batters here is you bowl that line sort of, 30 centimetres away from the off stump, short. There you go. This is the shot. They're backing away and trying to hit it, and if you're backing away from it, you're not going to get the power in the shot. And the field is set. Good catch. Safe hands from Sani. So it's another wicket. Asif. Once again, I mean, he's done his part, hasn't he? He's got some runs on the board. Captaining now. Can he get a little blast here towards the end of the innings? Well, it's up in the air. Where's this going to end up? Fielder coming in and takes a really good catch. 2 in 2. Shaba. And, well, we could be thinking hat-trick. Could it be hat-trick? Could it finally happen? We saw the century yesterday. Yesterday was all about the bat. Well, can today be all about the bowler? Could a bowler enter the ECN Hall of Fame?
Ali Naya comes out and gets out. First ball, Abdul-Azif. Hit for a good 4 earlier in this over, but it's been a good over on the whole. Wicket. And the 2022 hat-trick hoodoo, it is real. We haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen a single hat-trick. We saw one dropped. Fairly regulation chance in Group A.
Oh, what a drop that was.
Will we get a chance? There's always a chance at this stage of the innings. He'll have one more ball to bowl. Abdul-Azif will have the opportunity to take the first hat-trick of the year. New batter out there will be Prathi Ratnaraja.
Yeah, let's talk about that drop. We have time.
Yeah, go on.
If anybody from Tunbridge Wells is listening, remember the bowler was Marcus Haruden.
Yeah.
And it was Kristen Davis who dropped the hat-trick catch. And I'm still waiting to hear from you guys. I'm still waiting to hear what that fine was. So let us know, because that surely had to be the biggest fine on tour.
Well, here we go. Hat-trick ball. Abdulaziz. Oh, it's a good hat-trick ball as well. Had to dig it out. That was a perfect delivery. But Ratnaraja was equal to it. He'll retain the strike as he gets off the mark. Good batting as well. 94 for 6 after 9.
Yeah, I mean, 6 balls to come. Now, remember what happened to Olten? Olten were, well, they were trying to restrict the team to around about 125, 126. And then it was, well, they captured Ali now coming to bowl, and it went magical, and that was the 10th over. Well, what happened to them is what they need to do here. If they can do something like that, and they get that score to around about the 115 mark, I think they'll be very happy with where they finish. They've got to be over 100, but they want to be as close to the 110 as possible, so they've got to go for some big shots here. But if they make it magical, it could be, well, it could be awesome for them. Mishra.
Floats this one, as this one has just enough. Well, Tanji, that was a really good attempt from the man at long off, but he was just out of his grasp. Did about as well as he could. Ratnaraja goes maximal to start the 10th. Mishra goes the journey, 6 runs.
Interesting first ball to bowl. I mean, you just got to get that banged in. And Taranjeet, I mean, I think this sticks to his hand. No, it doesn't. I thought for a moment it was one that got to his hand, but his momentum is taking him over. It's big hit, first ball.
Gotta get up in the block hole, gets length again. This time it's sliced away and this will be gone. So Ratnaraja goes 6 and out. It's not a bad innings when you consider it. Nishant Devray takes the catch, the wicket's tumbling. Runs, wickets, everything in the 10th over. So after that, Olten are 100 for 7.
Yeah, I mean, the 6 brought the 100 up, but I think the worst thing about that is the dot ball. So you've got 6 of the first, nothing off the second. New batter will go on strike. So, and, well, the message has only just got through to to the batter that's already out there. You see the umpire saying to Oridu, hey, get back to the other end. And Oridu saying, really, why? He said, well, the new batter's going to go and strike.
That's exactly right. Nice little sneaky, though. So
you can see why he wants to come on strike, of course. And you can see, I wonder if he just said to him, look, come on, I don't want you to, don't swing and miss, bat on ball, look at the gaps, just let me have a go at the last 3 balls. And that makes sense to me.
Yeah, you can see why I'd want that, although the 6 was a good start to the over. Ratnaraja 6 and out. Navaratnarasa gets to go with the stick. Hits this one pretty well. Almost carries to Kohli. He will keep it to 1. Well, now Waridu. We're about to see the Waridu shimmy, whatever you want to call it. He'll be gyrating his way to full power, I think. Only 3 balls left. 100's come up for Olten. Does. Now they need to push for 2 here, I think.
He's got to go back. He's just got to turn and go.
Now they fumble, so they're going to get 1. And now Kohli, he'll be disappointed. They didn't really set off as quick as I would have liked, but Redu does get back for a double, and that's important. He retains the strike.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to turn and go there. I mean, even if he picks it up cleanly, he's going to throw it to the bowler's hand. So, yeah, it's not nice. A non-striker has to sacrifice himself. So, Redu stays on the strike.
This one just gets through him and just take the 1 here. I suppose you can understand at this stage, Navaratnarasa will have to go full bore at this last ball, 104. So I think maybe a handful less than par, but still, any time you get the triple digits on the board, if you're feeling confident, if you bowl and field well, you can keep taking wickets and breaking partnerships that you'll have enough runs.
Redu really frustrated when he gets to the other end. He lashes out a little. See a puff of dust as he kicks the ground. He knows he wanted to make that a big hit because this is the last ball. They're just got to run. He's got to get his running shoes on.
Yep, let's go. Well, forget the running shoes. Put him back in the suitcase. It's a full toss. Not a good ball from Mishra. Maximo! Olten end up surviving and probably making what I'd call a pretty ugly 110, but still 110 nonetheless. Last one from Mishra. He's getting the length slightly wrong. I think he's just overdoing the attempted Yorker. And, it was a pretty good shot. He had to go down, get it, around Narasa. That's why you take the run off the second last ball as well, because he's got a bat in his hands. He wasn't afraid to use it. And Olten, the Swiss champions, they end up with 110 for 7 off their 10 overs, setting up a very interesting chase here in match 15 of Group C, the final round-robin match.
Yeah, not sure what Mishra is thinking here. His first ball of that last over, he tries to slow a ball, gets smashed for 6, and then he goes back to what we know he can do. And then the last ball goes for the slower ball. It comes out wrong. He gets hit for a huge 6, and poor Aiden, with his shorts on, is there fighting with the snakes. Oh, while we see him fighting, let's have a look at the highlights here. Well, it was a bit hit and miss, wasn't it? Very much so. And that man there, well, started with 1, but he ended up with 3, and he's going to let you know about it as well. But look, all the batters came in, they hit the ball pretty well. The problem was consistency. This one nearly eluded everybody. But yeah, I mean, we have a look at that again. I mean, Guyssss, he played one nice shot for 4 before he went. And the same with Guyssss. Guyssss, we know what he can do. Corey, well, he's still looking for that catch. And well, this was the wicket. It was not a good shot. That was ugly. And that was Guyssss going. And this one was no better. And this was the man that I want to see batting, John Mary. He showed us a little bit what he can do, as did Preble. They played boundaries and then they got out. They just need to just stay there a little bit longer. They had their opportunities today. But the one thing they did do is they kept the score moving at a good pace. So they didn't get into this rut. They didn't get into a problem where they ended up between 80 and 90. They were still able to post the 100+ mark. And 110, I was saying that if they really went well, if they got to 115, they'll be very happy. 110, they won't be dissatisfied yet. There's the 3 fingers saying that's my 3 catches. And this one was a really good catch, came running in and takes it. And that was important because not only was it the wicket, it meant the new batter had to come in. It was a dot ball as well. And then we saw that one there. Taranjeet just couldn't get his fingers to it. One gave it all the effort, but that's another one that was safely taken. That was what the innings was about, frustration there towards the end. But he didn't have to be angry because this is what happened. Bang! That was big. That went all the way to the boundary. That was how the innings were finished. And a nice shot there from that was Gary there right at the end. Have gone through. Group B, it was Brigade that went through. And in its group, who will it be? Well, we're at that halfway point going into Super Thursday tomorrow. Which 3 teams that top the group will go through to finals Friday? Which 3 will have to battle it out with those nervy elimination games tomorrow? Remember, only one of the bottom 3 can go into the finals day. It's everything to play for in this match. And I know that the man sat next to me is working away some calculations, and maybe you'll bring those to you in a little while. But this one, it's that sort of score, 110. Anything can happen. I always say, and I know you've heard us say it a number of times, the score between 110 and 120, well, it's always going to be difficult. Taranjeet Singh on strike, and he's gone! First ball, he's been done with an absolute beauty, and that is what it means to them. Taranjeet Singh, he's just trying to play this one out. This one nips back, and he takes the off stump. Oh, well, what a prize that is. Guyssss has got the breakthrough, and Olten have removed the big man. Okay, he hasn't wasted any balls, so there's time, plenty of time for somebody else to stand up. This was class. Oh, that is class. I'd like to see this again. I reckon, I mean, this one, I think it comes in and then also moves away. What a ball that is. Taranjeet, well, the Midas touch has gone. And, well, I'll tell you what, somebody who looks a little bit gobsmacked next to me, well, he's just putting the headsets on now. Vinny Sandhu, talk us through that.
How about that for a peach first up? Top of off. Sometimes you get a good one. Taranjeet has to go first ball. He's saying, well, I can't really believe when that happened.
Get him in the Disney, yaar. Disney, pata nahi ki ho gaya. Taranjeet, oh dear, it's not a way you want to mark the birthday of your wife. Well, Subjeet, don't worry about it.
Well, win's a win. And they did win despite him making a duck earlier this week. And so,
wow,
it's a good duck because it's a quick one. Rajshekhar comes to the crease at number 3. Guyssss
Oh, this could have been 2 in 2. Oh, what a ball this is. Cuts him in half. Absolutely cuts him in half.
What a good start. I've got some kind of group news. Right in the break, I was just putting a few scenarios. Look at this. This one just goes the other way. He's hit the same twice, I think, and it's gone opposite directions. And so Stanek Zai certainly causing a few issues for the batters so far. This one seems back, and it will be the first run. So basically, this is the thing. Olten, depending on how this goes, they could finish as high as second or as low as fifth. Okay? So if they can win and keep Cluj to 90 or less, then they will finish second. They'll get a favourable schedule tomorrow. If they win, but Cluj make 91 or more, then they will finish third. I don't actually think they can finish fourth, which is where they are at the moment. Wait for this ball from Stanek Zai. Sliced away, 4 runs. Nadagotla, who hasn't quite fired with the bat so far in this series. He's a man that can take the ball behind the horns. It's a good start. Opening the face there, and he gets 4.
Yeah, nice shot. And that, you know, that was a nice shot, but it was a nice shot there also off the bench. And it's nice to see Taranjeet there. Look, he's not moping. He's got a first ball up. And look, there he is there. He's sat back, still got his pads on, but he's there. He's cheering Nadagotla on because Nadagotla, he is talented. Nadagotla normally takes the back seat and lets Taranjeet do the hitting. Here now, he's got to take the front seat.
Shot down the ground. Should just be 1 though. Just the 1 run from Nadagotla. Yeah, so just run those scenarios through again. If Olten can keep Cluj to 90 or less, they'll finish second, which means they avoid the long day tomorrow. If they win but keep Cluj, well, Cluj score between, say, 91 to 110, then Olten will finish third, and they will make the lives a little bit easier. They won't be able to be eliminated tomorrow. And if they lose at all, I think their net run rate is going to drop them down to 5th. And that means that they will have to play potentially twice tomorrow against the Turks. And then Brescia CC would be the team, I think, that would be the Kings that they would play. Would finish 4th. So Brescia CC will be watching because they'll be hoping that Olten can't leapfrog them, because at the moment Brescia CC, they're clinging on to 3rd place on net run rate. So yeah, a lot of scenarios. And so yeah, this just shows you how close it's been. End of the first over, 6 for 1.
Yeah,
look at over that was. And a few people mentioning there's a bit of a send off there. I think Stanek Zai's fired up. Got to say it. Maybe within the social distancing allowance of Taranjeet, but Taranjeet just kind of smiles it off, and away he went. Second overtime. Will be Gowrie Navaratnarasa. He finished the innings well with the bat. Yeah, it was just a bit of called an ugly 110, if there is such a thing in that first innings. They had to kind of piece innings together. There was 30 from Brito. No one got more than 30. Redo with 22 not out at the end in quick time, showing his versatility, coming in at number 6 this time.
Yeah, I want to bring something up. Maybe we'll touch on it after this delivery, and it's all to do with what you were talking about as you went for the tables there.
Well bowled. Dug out, they'll get 1. Hang on.
Sure done. Yeah, I mean, there was, I think, 1 or 2 people, not just here around the ground, but probably on the chat as well, at the time when Brescia had that win yesterday and against the Turkish champions. 1 or 2 people were saying, well, why didn't it go a little bit easier with the ball? And I think it's because they knew, having lost 2 games, they wanted to make a good win, so they got that net run rate really favourable, and that's what it was all about. And you can see here, again, it may have been harsh, but that's what we were thinking. What a shot this is! This goes all the way. Balle, Ginna Sona Shaka Lagya.
Good timing from Nadagotla, who I said maybe we saw a couple of concentration lapses with the gloves, but this one, well, the timing was perfect. He turns on it, and just helps that one on its way. Too short from Gowrie. He pays the penalty, 6 runs.
Nadagotla, one thing that he does do is he is so strong on anything that's coming into his body or anything down the leg. You don't want to give him anything in that zone.
Spring this step. Navaratnarasa. Goes over the offside, and he just gets it over Naya, who gets a fingertip on it. Does prevent the boundary. Well, and we have the ball getting away from the bowler. Oh, I love these moments. ECN special. Naya, he's a tall man. I don't think many people were touching this. He gets a fingernail on it for the result. Natagotla survives and gets a single. Oh. Good recovery, actually, to pounce on it. Took a little bit of pace off it by touching it. I don't think he could have done a lot better there, the captain, Ali Naya. Shaker on strike now. Really goes for this, but finds the fielder. And Cluj, 91, that's their magic number. They cannot drop out of the three. Of course, the top three, they get automatic qualification to finals Friday, but they'll have to fight for position tomorrow. And the benefit of holding on to second would be that you have to play matches 3 and 5 instead of 1 and 5 tomorrow, which I think teams are wanting to avoid. It's hard. This is blasted down the ground. Well, that was a powerful drive from Rajshekara, who gets going with his first boundary. It's the end of the second over, 19 for 1.
Rajshekara, what a shot. I mean, that's right up there as one of the shots of the day. This is just beautiful. This is class, straight down the ground. 4 runs, 4 carreras más.
Made a beautiful sound, didn't off the bat. Well, beautiful. Almost see the bowler. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. So if they lose, that net run rate, I've worked it out, Olten I'm talking about, will go below the Kings. It has to if they lose. So they want to win, and then it'll be a matter of how much they win by. If they win by enough, they'll go into second. If they win, but not by enough, they'll go into third. Can't stay in fourth. Parks AC Kings can move up basically by doing nothing. They can move up from 5th to 4th and avoid playing twice tomorrow. This one's cut. It's well blocked, actually. Good fielding. We've seen these awkward bounces being a bit of an issue for some fielders. It fell a bit awkwardly on the knee there, but still, nice piece of work. That is Perumal.
Tremendous stop.
Been the hot spot, hasn't it, that position? Vassusani took 3 catches. But yeah, a bit of a hard landing, but effective.
Saves 3 runs. That is a really top-class bit of fielding.
Flicked away, should be caught, and it is. That's actually a really good catch. He was looking straight into the sun. Rajshekara flicks it away. No luck for Anand. And that was a nice catch. Ali Naya takes the wicket. Cluj lose the second, and they are 20 for 2. And this has all the makings, Rico, of another close contest.
This is all the makings. Look, this is such a good catch because you can see, look, that's not the fielder that takes the catch, but that is right in the sun, and that he's taking that right in front of his face. What a good catch that is. And, you know, I'm going to say this. It's the fielding before, okay? The fielding before, that stop before, that creates that. And that was Premal who does the stop. Because basically it means that there's the new batter on strike, and that's the batter they've got out.
Yeah, Ratnaraja with the catch. Rajshekara will be scratching his head. How did that find the fielder? But, yeah, exactly right. 20 for 2. He's Abdul Asif coming to the crease. Yeah, I mean, that was a case of catch or be in trouble because that was travelling. Come out of nowhere. We've seen fielders kind of protect themselves. I suppose the best form of protection is catching the ball. The sun does get low at this time of day. Ali Naya, who missed a half chance last over. He'll be bowling to Abdul Asif. Yeah, they're certainly got a last game of the day specials, aren't they, Olten? They love creating entertainment for us.
Well, I tell you what, it's pretty warm out there, weather-wise. It's quite hot, but it's hot and fiery between these two teams. There's a little bit of spite there, isn't there? There's a little bit of...
Just enough, I don't mind it.
It's something going on, there's something brewing.
Wanting to win for their clubs and countries. Naya, the captain of Olten. Oh, and this one almost sneaks through as well. Scratchy start from Abdul Asif. And it is, it's a dot ball as well. It's only conceded 1 off the first 3 balls. Ali Naya, Olten, a real bit of feeling about their effort. I think they'll feel they let themselves a bit down a bit with the bat, despite scoring 110. But that was effective. Hello to Shazad in the chat as well. Hope you're going well. Leg sides wide. And just repeating, Cluj do make it to 91. And they'll hold on to their second spot.
Shot there of Mark, the coach. Well, the manager, I should say, of Cluj. He was deep in thought. Hitchu, of course, it's the manager. He's done good work with Cluj.
That's a new on drive by Asif, more confident stroke. Gets one here. Is Stanek Zai that does the fielding down there. Yeah, so I suppose Cluj, they'll want to win the game, no doubt about that. They want to win the game, but they will be eyeing off that figure of 91. I'm sure that would have been communicated to them to hold on to second spot on net run rate if they don't quite make this target. Edged and taken. Well, no. Ooh. They say no.
There was a noise. There definitely was a noise. Now let's have a look.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have a look. I mean, I was fooled by the noise as well, but to be fair, we can't see out there in the middle as well as Suleiman Saeed can. I mean, it's one of those ones where you wonder what it might have been. Look at this one again. Well, again, umpire is a lot closer to the action than we are. Let me see if I've got anything on better reaction. Well, he cranes his head around straight away. On the pad, this one probably going down the leg side, so Natty Gottler moving dangerously.
Natty Gottler misses out on that one, and I'm going to say it's not out, because normally if an umpire thinks he's made a mistake, he puts his finger up to that one. Well, no, look.
Well, I mean, obviously,
there is. Look, how many times have we heard something and we've said we've heard it, and then when you look back, there's nothing there, and it's clear. That one isn't clear. But I'm going to say it again, look, it's very, very difficult for the officials. If they don't see it, they can't give it.
This is the thing, and I don't think there's a clear answer to this. If you just have a noise and you can't pick up an actual deflection there on these little nicks, so you're going on the noise and maybe trying to eliminate the fact that there might be another noise. Did he even, for example, hear that noise? I mean, we seem to pick it up in our headphones, but you know, there's a lot for the umpire to consider. Hello to Roger, who's watching from Switzerland, who's saying Hop Schwiz, which means come on, Switzerland. The Swiss champions, Olten, making a good fist of this defence so far. 22 for 2. That was the date yesterday, wasn't it? It's timed, but 1.
Yeah, we'll take that at the moment. And,
another point as Phil G, pardon me, Rico, Phil G brings up that umpire may not have had a good look with the bowler perhaps in the way, which is another reason that's a complicating factor. The ball has to get off the pitch. Give the umpire a look. Augustine with the ball. Whistling past the outside edge. Now Godler. Been an interesting innings from him so far, but scoring at a good rate, 14 off 7.
Yeah, they're just going to be a little bit careful here. I mean, that rate, talking about the rate at the moment, it's just under 13. I mean, these dots now that are building up and these little singles, that's just going to get that to climb. And he's aware of that, that's why he takes this one on, but just doesn't get that foot across. And you've got to be careful as well, because you've got 2 men waiting, you've got Nair out there, and then you've also got Stanek Zai. So you're really going to be taking them on.
Bit of niggle in the chat as well, not just on the field.
Is there a bit of niggle in the chat? Is there?
A bit of going on the chat as well. Anyway, love the passion. Stay with us. Well, this one may not be staying with us for long, because this is a catching opportunity, and it's taken. And so after all of that, Natagotla holds out. The catch is taken out there by Brito. Again, he's wrestling the sun, but he does take the catch. And Cluj in wicket trouble in the 4th over. They are 23 for 3.
Yeah, and that's surprising. Natagotla, that's his favoured side. He plays his shots really well, miscues this. And again, it's a fielder there in the zone where you're always going to have trouble with the sun, but no mistakes from Brito. And what a good game he's having. Played his part with the bat, and now he takes a catch.
Yeah, well, taking your chances so important. It wasn't as easy as it looked. So,
14 of 9 deliveries.
14 from Natagotla, and a bit of everything. So now we'll see a new batter out there in the middle. For Cluj, we just need someone to stick around. Vasu Saini, probably a good man to come to the crease in this situation. He's got a pretty cool head. He's certainly caught well. 3 catches. Now he goes into the middle of the pressure cooker. Here's the thing, remember that mini target of 91 as well for Cluj. A few people commenting in the chat that this is a bit of a different feeling to the match 24 hours ago between Cluj and the Turkish champ, St. Bernazaffa.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Certainly notch up in intensity, and you can see why Cluj trying to go 4-1 in the group stage. Nice little shot from Vasu to get going. He's off the mark.
Yeah, that's nice from Vasu. He quite easily, his eyes could have easily lit up and thought, full toss, I'm going to try and cream it over cow corner and get himself in trouble. But I think he's just trying to, a lot of tension out there, a lot of talk. Just got to get into his own zone.
Reaches for this. Doesn't get the call.
Oh, and well, Vasu, he's calling it and wanting it, but well, the other bat is he's just holding the pose there.
Well, that's the end of the over. It'll be a dot to finish, 24 for 3, so just run a ball pace. Yeah, that's a good call. It's not a wide. Sneaks in. Vasu's keen. And let's just say, like my Valentine's,
but he
wasn't reciprocated.
He has run one, hasn't he? Because by the time he's got there and back, and look at the throw.
he said, well, I
hit him on the lid.
I haven't moved. I think this hits the bat. What does this hit here?
It hit something.
I thought it hit the bat. Anyway, excitement plus 24 for 3. Hello to Enrico Agonia, who joined us in the chat. Well, this format, hey, fascinating. As we head to the end of the round robin, we have Super Thursday coming up tomorrow. Let's see the. So we've got Super Thursday coming up tomorrow. If you do finish in the top 3, where Olten will finish if they can win. They will play 2 matches tomorrow for positioning for seeding on finals Friday. If Olten lose, they'll find themselves in 5th, I believe, which means they'll have to face 2 matches tomorrow, potentially 2 matches, both those eliminators. So very different experiences depending on if you're top 3 or the bottom 3. Ali Naya comes back to bowl his second over. Close, pretty close. Maybe just going down the leg side.
Nice and full, and yeah, that's the only thing that saved him. That it's going to go on to miss the leg stick.
There's been a lot of action today, hasn't there? I mean, even by our standards, it's a good call, I think. Hits him in line, but I think the natural angles is taking that on to miss the leg stump.
He's bowled really well. I know he's at his best when he gets his Yorkers going, and this one's just been dug at as well.
Abdul powerful striker, but they're starving him of the kind of balls he wants. He likes length, he likes driving through the line, but that one just pitches too close to him. Can't free the arms to get a good swing on the ball. A really tense contest. Who knows, these 2 teams, they could have some more meetings down the stretch here in Group C as well. This time it's a length ball. Asif just loses his shape and misses out. Another dot ball.
Yeah, that's all about, I mean, that shot was created by those good balls early on, the full ones. So as soon as that one is not as full, he's having a go at it, misses out on it. So joining the dots here now, Naya, his figures so far have been brilliant.
Oh, trouble. This looks really high, and this could be even gone for 6.
I think it has.
Well, it is. Well, how about this? Naya gets it completely wrong. It's a no ball and 6, and that's the sort of thing that can change a game. It's a backwards Maximo off a full toss, and I said there's been a lot of action, and the action's not letting up. That takes Cluj up into the 30s in unexpected fashion.
Yeah, this one comes out all wrong. It's supposed to be the slower delivery, and it's been called for the height. Yeah, I'm with that. It was too high, and then you're right, comes out it's the back of the bat goes all the way for 6.
Cannot even hit a ball straighter behind than that. That was behind the middle stump when it rattled into the pickets. Free hit coming up for Abdul Asif. Oh, it's a good ball though, Naya. How can you bowl such a bad ball and then the perfect ball?
He went for the slow delivery and it came out wrong. And I don't, sometimes, look, when you know what your bowling is working for you, don't change it. And I would say the same thing we saw in the first innings when it was Mishra. Remember Mishra tried the slower ball, first ball 6, then bowled 4 dot balls and then tried it again, another 6.
Another full toss, this time not as dramatic. This will be 1. Hello once again to Roger, who says he's watching from Switzerland. This is Dibbly Dobblers. And I know that a lot of people sweating on this result, I'm sure.
Yeah, ask Roger if he's wearing his shorts, because I know he liked wearing his shorts when he was there.
the shorts weather in Switzerland. What is the weather like in your part of the world? If you've got time, shoot us a message. Last ball of the first half, and Cluj well off the pace at the moment. Good Yorker. So only Naya. A mixed bag, but more were on the money than weren't.
Take 7 off that, and you can see how well he's bowled from that one bad ball.
That's right, 33 for 3 off 5 overs. You're exactly right, Rico. Good observation. He only goes for 11 off his 2 overs. Now they're going to have a chat, maybe about who's going to bowl next. And remember, if Cluj can't make 91 here, they will lose their second spot to Olten.
Yep.
And Olten will then get a favourable draw tomorrow. They will play matches 3 and 5, whereas Cluj will have the longest day, playing the first and last games. Both teams will be safe in that scenario from elimination tomorrow, but still, you know, these little things can make a difference at the moment. Again, pressure will be looking pretty intently. They'll be wanting Cluj to hurry up and get going, because Cluj can potentially keep pressure in the 3. If Cluj can chase these down, but just look at this run rate required. I mean, it's already up to 15.6. You need a really good second half here. And it's going to be Cigarum. There's a lot of noise out there. Asif gets a single.
It's electrifying, isn't it? It's absolutely electrifying out there. You've got both sets of teams, the Cluj teams back in the camp. And you've got people glued to it as well. Don't look away. You can't look away. It's all happening out there. Hello, gentlemen. So they're enjoying themselves out there.
So now, I mean, I'm not going to say this game's gone for Cluj, because it's not like the run rate required is outrageous. It's about 16. But what I would say is if you take 20 off the runs required, that's what Cluj need to hold on to second spot. So at the moment, you see the equation, 77 off 29. If you make that 57 off 29, that's pretty much what they need to hold on to second spot. 28 now. This one's driven away. It's going to be 4. Nice looking shot. Vasu Saini, I thought that he was a good man to come in at this stage. He plays a good range of cricket strokes. He's got a cool head. He's got a lot of experience. This one is just nicely stroked away through the offside for 4.
Yeah, really good shot. He sort of punches that through that gap. And that's when he's at his best. If he just keeps his shape, keeps his head still, doesn't let all of the noise around him bother him, doesn't go for the big swipe, play at his merit. Look, you're talking about the run rate. It's not too bad. But look, the last 3 overs, 3, 2 and 9. So they do need to think about just accelerating a little. That will help that boundary.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying they're not in trouble. They're in big trouble as far as the results going. But what I would say is that they would know, I'm sure they would know, that 91 figure, which they can, if they reach that Cluj, they'll stay in second spot even with a loss. So I think that they'll probably have already reassessed and just trying to shoot for that. 52 off 26, they need 12 and over for that. They don't get any closer with this wild swing from Abdul Asif.
That was an interesting stop, the keeper. I was going to say it's a slower ball. Well, the ball may be slower, but the keeper, and that's a worry. He still found it spicy.
A sandstorm for him. This one ends up in the dirt, as we'd say in baseball. Coming forward, it's actually a pretty good stop.
Well bowled.
As well. It's on the walk. This one will be called a wide, though. Yep. Asif just can't get going. But, you know, Asif is the kind of player, he can start raining sixes at any time if it clicks for him. At the moment, Taranjeet, his pads are painted on. He won't need them.
He's probably thinking, yaar, mainu ek hi ball mili hai. Jaane deo, mainu dobara jaane deo. No, it don't work like that, Taranjeet. He's had one ball. Don't mean he can go out there again.
Knocked over. And so Asif goes at a miserable time in match 15. And it's Tana Sagaram that removes him. Just trying to hit across the ball that's straight, and Cluj lose another key hitter. And the score at 40. They lose a 4th wicket, and what a way to finish this 6th over. Tana Sagaram, pretty good over from him. Only concedes 7. Cluj 40 for 4.
Oh, Tana Sagaram, what a beauty this is. And well, there's nothing more emphatic. He does get a little bit of this onto it, but you can see this is just a pressure shot. He's trying to create something out of something here, and he drags this onto the stumps, and more delight for the Olten boys.
Well, happy about that. And Abdul Asif, yeah, it's funny how sometimes you just can't find your mojo. His best shot was an accidental 6, which bounced off the other sight screen. But Abdul Asif has to go. That's cricket, as we say. There's the over as well. So Now I'm pretty much ignoring the 111 now. I'm looking at the 91. They need 51 off 4 to keep their spot in second. Stop Olten leapfrogging them. So 51 off 4. So what's that? 12.75 and over. Gaurav Mishra's come in. And look, he's been a really good hitter in this kind of a situation, actually. Coming in with 4 overs to play. He's not facing. This is Saini. Drives nicely.
They look for 2. They do. They take him on.
Trouble. Oh, well, let's have a look at this one. Again, it's a real plugger. They're going to have a look. If this bat doesn't make the line, I think he's gone. And just look at that bat. It doesn't look like it's in. Oh, well, let's have a look. Slow this down a bit. Incoming. Again, he's off the grass, I think. Oh, trouble. Trouble with a capital T. He's gone. We'll wind that back again. He does have the ball. And he's definitely out if he's taking this ball cleanly. That's my only question, because there's no doubt his foot's in the air. We might get another look at this, but I think Vasu is in trouble.
Yeah, he's gone. Once again, it's that bat plug-in, Vinny.
Yeah, I think for me, he's got the message. We'll have a look here. The ball, if it's taken cleanly, there he takes it. Yeah, no problem there. It's in the edge of his gloves. That's out. Oh, well, Vasu gets a plug up and he's got to go. So nothing going right for Cluj as he's run out for 7. They lose a 5th wicket. It is 41 for 5. And once again, I'll say it, I'm going to put the sign out there. Keep off the grass, because it's not easy to slide to that.
Nobody's listening to you, Vinny. How many batters have done that? Look, he'll also be disappointed a little bit, because when he turns and goes for that second run, he's also a little bit of ball watching before he really tries to get going. And it's a very simple look. All you got to do, you get to the other end, okay, and then look, the basics. Get to the other end, and as you turn, change hands with the bat, because then you can run while you're looking that way. If you've got the bat in your left hand like he has, your bat arm is straight, you can't see.
Yeah.
Put it in the right hand. Then you have the luxury of seeing where the ball is and running, and also he would have had the bat on the pitch.
Where he hit that, it's probably fair enough his bat's in the left hand when he turns, because it's on that side of the field, but you normally want it in your preferred hand in case you have to dive. But yeah, question about why it's about getting stuck. Well, it's one of the great mysteries, but something about this grass near the pitch, it's not particularly hard this time of year. Does cause the bats to plug sometimes, so running on the artificial surface, considering it is artificial, would be the smart play. And Egan just mentioning, yeah, it is grass wickets next to the artificial surface. Yeah, I just knew that when I saw the bat that was still short of the line.
That gives it away, though.
If he had somehow got in, even then, if the bat was to lose contact, he's probably, because he's running or diving for his crease, and he has made the run. Oh, this is hit pretty well, but it's high. I don't think it's going to go the distance. It's another wicket, and Mishra goes very first ball. This is a disastrous chase for Cluj, who've lost a 6th wicket now. 42 for 6. Mishra goes for a golden.
Stanek Zai. Oh, what a safe pair of hands he got. He started it all off, remember, and now, but this is a really good catch. He's got a lot of ground to cover. He's on the move, he's on the run. He's taken that away from his body. That is a super catch. Well done. And you can see that he's pumped. He was pumped right at the beginning, wasn't he, when he got that wicket of Taranjeet, and he's still pumped. And now, surely, there's no way back here for Cluj in this match.
Oh, even the 91, looking a long way off. They're not even halfway there. That's weird. Into the 7th over, 42 for 6. It's true that Cluj, they've been very, very good in this series so far. I mean, when you consider they didn't win a single match in their debut ECL back in 2019. They've improved a long way, but this is just one of those games where just nothing seems to be going right for them.
Yeah, the only, this, if there's a positive to take for Cluj here, one is that if you're going to lose a match, you'd rather lose it here today than tomorrow.
Yeah, true.
You can't afford to lose any tomorrow.
And I suppose because of their other good performances, they still, with a loss, hold on to their top 3 position.
Yeah,
okay, sure, it looks like they're going to have the unfavourable draw. That was one of the questions about what's the advantage of finishing 2nd versus 3rd. At this stage, it's to do with the draw, and that can be huge at this time of the tournament. Day 4, there's a few sore bodies around. Shorter day at the ground. This one, is this edged? Well, he's gone as well. It's another wicket. Kohli goes without scoring. Augustine Gets a third wicket here. He's got 3 for 4 with a ball to play. And Cluj lose another one. And it's start the car time. Cluj are 42 for 7.
Yeah, it's a 2-ball duck. And look, the batter gives it away because look, he's ready to walk, but he's still looking at the umpire. He's thinking, well, maybe it's not been seen. Well, that's a really good take as well. I'm going to say that from Shahid Waridu. He's having to go forward again, takes it, then gets the soft roll in. There he goes, rock and roll time. I've got it, safe hands. And, well, it's the Italian stallion, umpire Suleiman, saying, yep, you got to go. So it's a 2-ball duck for Kohli.
Yeah, unfortunate for Kohli. Can't hit a clean ball. He goes without scoring. Last ball for Augustine. Almost gets another. Instead, just rubbers to the keeper. And that's 7 overs down. It's 42 for 7. And now even that 91, well, they need 49 off 3. So, I mean, that's not happening, is it? Let's have a look at what's coming up tomorrow. And if I was to put my crystal ball on, I think that first will be Carlton. I think second will be Olten. Third will be Cluj. So they're your playoff teams. And then you're going to have fourth, which is going to be Brescia CC. And they'll play the winner of Prague CC Kings and Zetmurna Zafar, who will play in the first eliminator. So join us tomorrow, 8 o'clock GMT, which is 9 o'clock in Central Europe, and 1:30 p.m. in India. There's a lot of cricket still to come in Group C. Very fascinating group, and I think we're seeing in this contest that anyone can beat anyone.
Yeah.
Especially, these top and middle teams. Well, trouble. This is big, 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 big trouble. And Devre's going to have to go. I think he hits him on the full. Catches him dead in front. Stone cold. And it's another wicket. Stanek Zai comes back with immediate success. 42 for 8.
Yeah, Stanek Zai. He was made to wait. I like this from Croucher. He waits. That is absolutely plumb, but still I like it. And I think the sheriff here is the sheriff here is maybe had 1 or 2 batters saying, hey sheriff, I know we're plumb, but just wait a little bit. Don't trigger us straight away. And the sheriff says, okay then. Look, wait for the smile. Where's the smile? Yeah, there you go.
I think, to be fair, I thought it hit him on the full, but it does bounce. So when it bounces, you have to consider where does it bounce. Okay, and I think the answer is it bounces in line with the stumps.
Yeah.
But I thought originally it might hit him on the full, so that's kind of taken out of it. So
that's plumb.
I think
Absolutely
it's the
plumb.
correct decision.
I mean, you saw my finger went up straight away.
I like that he considers all of the facts first, and you always have to be looking for where that ball bounces.
I love it
at this angle. So
for me, that's a sign of a quality umpire. No matter how simple, like me, I'm saying, yeah, that's out. But an umpire, he stands, he waits, processes it, then puts a finger up.
Bounces in line with leg stump, I think. So, not far away from being outside the leg stump. But again,
I think it might be all out here,
Yeah. Early finish, anyone? Shorter. This is Sukran Saki, another player that we saw back in ECL 19. Would say, okay, Cluj, not their best performance, to say the least. And remember, this is their only match today, so just having an off day. At least they've only got the one game.
Yeah.
Think about how far they've come. And they'll be pushing for top honours as well tomorrow on Super Thursday. I'm sure they'll be ready to play.
We're talking about a team that had never won an ECL match. They lost all their matches 2019. So they come here, they lost the first, and then they won 3 in the spin.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a massive boost. And I'm going to reiterate, if you're going to lose, well, and get it out your system, you do it now, because tomorrow it could hurt you.
They can afford the loss without losing their spot in the top 3, which is important. On the walk, good, clever slow ball. Have to say, we'll talk about the batting of Cluj, that's one thing, but I think Olten, for the most part, they've really executed their plans with the ball. I don't think I've seen an innings where there's been as many good Yorkers as this, where the bowlers have consistently hit that block hole, the forced errors. Saki hasn't scored in 3 attempts. Just opens the face on this, so this will just be 1.
Yeah, my observation of this, look, you know that I say that I think they will miss that slow spin bowler, the slower bowler. But my observation of this match is what they haven't done, they haven't bowled too many short gundy balls. Yeah. When they have put it short, it's been outside the off stump and the batters have played and missed or guarded it down to third man. I think their line, their accuracy, their radar, all the bowlers' radars have been spot on.
Yeah, very good observation. Last ball for Stanek Zai. Another slower ball. This one beats Safi. And that's the end of 8 overs. He finishes with 2 for 7. Good figures for him. Scored out 43 for 8 with just a couple of overs remaining. Or 2 wickets, whatever comes first.
Yeah. I mean, you just saw the two batters having a chat together. Well, the team are going to have a talk. Look, I mean, that's quite an interesting worm, isn't it? Those two worms.
Flatlining.
And it's the red dots.
Somebody call the patient.
But look,
we're losing the patient.
What do you be saying to yourself in the team talk here tonight if you're both these teams? Let's start with Cluj.
Cluj, you say it's one of those days, guys. We've played some good cricket. Obviously, it didn't go our way, but that's just one day. It'll happen in this form of the game. I've certainly played in short form games, normally T20, where let's have a shocker. This one might be a boundary. It's a lot of work and a bit of footwork attempted and failed. Through to Vukarasu, who's had a long day out there. And so this will be a boundary to Suki Sahi. His first. Yeah, so I think Cluj, you're just saying, look, it's one of those things. Let's just try and put our best foot forward on Super Thursday. Our next target, you've got to be looking ahead, not backwards. You learn from it, but top 2's on the line. That's what our target is. And winning at least 1, if not 2 matches on Super Thursday. They pushed the Scottish champions, don't forget, on day 1. Cluj. This one's hit nicely. In fact, it's going to be 4 more. And positives here. Sahi doesn't often get too much of a go. Well, this team's enjoying it. Marian Garrison still looks pretty nervous. But this one will bring up the 50 for Cluj. It was hard work, but they get there in the 9th over.
That's 2 really nice shots. Nicely played. And from the noise that came from the Cluj camp, you'd think that they were leading like 4-2 win or something here. But look, that tells me a story. What that tells me is that regardless of this result, they're still positive. They're still focused. And I think they're still a happy team.
Tries it again. This time we won't get a run. Okay, so that's what I'm saying for Cluj. I'll say, look, let's just back ourselves. We've played a lot of T10 cricket. We know there's ups, there's downs. Let's not get too caught up in the emotion of it. Let's just try and execute our plans. Hopefully they probably want to bat first and not have to worry about this chasing. Chasing's where it's gone wrong in this game. Also, I mean, they did have their top 3 locked up. They were playing basically to keep second place, which they won't. And if you're going to ask me about what I'd say to Olten, I'd say, look, guys, we've shown that we can beat absolutely anyone in this group on our day. I mean, another team that has seemed to get into winning positions from losing positions. And even when they played Carlton CC from Scotland, they got within 14 runs. In the air, just won't carry. And so, yeah, I think that Olten just have to say, look, take this game, for example, where it didn't all go right for us with the bat. No one got more than 30. Quite a few people seem to get out, but that's the approach we need. We've got, we don't really rely on any one batter compared to, some of the other teams which rely heavily on 1 or even 2. Knocked over. So Sahi had some fun while he was out there. Hit double figures, which is more than most of his teammates can say. But, well, in the end, he becomes the 9th wicket to fall. It's the end of 9 overs, 53 for 9. So yeah, Olten, they for me have been a bit of a surprise packet. I know they have played T10 cricket in Switzerland, but we haven't seen them at this level, if you like, or on ECN since June 2020. I think that they've really shown they can mix it. So this group is wide open. And look, that's not even talking about Precious EC, who are going to finish in the bottom 3. I wouldn't even count them out to go all the way, because they are a real danger team. If they put it together, they haven't even put together a whole game yet with the bat and the ball. Yeah,
I mean, we've seen 2 sides of pressure, haven't we? We've seen their strength in the bowling today in a match where the batting wasn't clicking. And then we saw probably the strength of the batting when the bowling wasn't at its best. Can you imagine if they combine and put a performance in where both are at top quality? And the one thing I'll say about Olten, and I say this about all teams, it's about learning from when you don't do things right. They didn't bowl well as a unit or field well as a unit in the earlier game today against Prague Kings when they conceded 143 runs and they lost by 28. But they learned from it, and they've certainly applied that in this performance.
For positives, Aaron Kamar's out there. And I remember back in ECL 19, he was just Mr. Kamikaze with the running between the wickets. I don't know if he'll be that ambitious with 9 wickets down. A very experienced campaigner in the Romanian cricket setup. Right now, we're looking at Umar Ahmed Safi, the youngster. Now we'll get something here. Probably just the one. So Aaron Kamar batting at 11. It's not too bad for number 11 though, Aaron. Just Fixing up the gear. Might have finally prized the pads off Taranjeet because I think some other players have needed them.
Has he taken them off, Taranjeet?
I don't know, get a shot of him. 4 balls left here.
Nakumae, he's struggling to hold the bat. I thought he was going to hold it the wrong way there for a minute.
Sometimes wonder what size bat Aaron uses, but I think it's a full size. Anyway, no, he's a real character. A lot of time for him. This one cuts back too much. Ooh, cuts him in half. That's a dot ball.
You just get the feeling that if Brito gets one straight ball in here, he'll pick up a wicket. Hasn't he done well, Brito? I mean, he's batted well on 2 occasions, and he's fielding out there in the deep. It's been sensational as well.
Oh, I think there's a little touch on this. Was it, Matt? Went to the umpire. I don't think there's a signal coming.
There's no pre-signal, so that's bad.
Well, he's dropped the game there. Well, redo. Could have been out of here. It's got something to answer for. A little inside edge, I think. Yeah, big inside edge, actually. This would have been a real hanger for the highlights. That's still going to annoy you. He's had a long day, but it does well to get down there. 2 to come. That's a nice shot by Safi. We'll end up on 3. Probably comes zing in. Just want to say big thank you to all of you out there for your beautiful comments to us in the chat. Not only to myself and Rico, but also to Corey. Hope you've had a good day. It certainly has been action-packed, and hopefully we see you on Super Thursday. Stick around, of course, for highlights of this innings and some highlights of the whole day as well. And well, this one will go nowhere. And I think that this will finish it mercifully. And it's going to be Olten that finish with a comprehensive victory in match 15, ending the winning run of Cluj after 3 on the trot. But this time they weren't good enough. They finish going down by a margin of 54 runs. The final score in Group C, match 15. Olten from Switzerland, 110. Cluj from Romania, 56. Really, Olten, they are normally last game specialists. They certainly showed that here on day 3 of Group C.
Yeah, they certainly did. Look, the smiles. It's nice to see those smiles back on their faces. And Elinaya there and Brito, they put a good performance in. Remember, I think they were, for me, the surprise package on day 1. Won both their games. They finished on top of the group. And then they had those consecutive defeats. But they needed to come back with a bang, and they did. And they've done it in style. And they've shown their strength again there against a very strong team from Romania, the Romanian champions, Cluj.
Well, the spectators, they had to get back on their seats because they were on the edge of their seats back in the 4th match of the day. And, well, here it was a fire-up moment early on as Taranjeet went first ball. It was fist pump time. The Swiss champions, they could finish as high as 2nd, as low as 5th, depending on how this innings went. And that's how close Group C has been. Natagodla, he rode his luck early. And you can see there, Cluj, they were hoping for a 4th win. It's been a big turnaround to go 4-1 from a team that went 0-4 back in ECL 19. There were fits and starts in this innings. Run Shaker up. Well, he was out of luck after some nice shots. He flicked that one round the corner. And Ratnaraja took the catch. And you can see the calculations were out. That's Mark Village right. And nice neat riding from him. Natagodla, eventually he ran out of luck as well. And Olten, they were wrestling with the situation and wrestling with the calculations as well. Because this one, they hit the bat, when they hit the head. We're still waiting to see.
I think it hits his head. Have we got it here?
Oh. There we go. We still don't know.
We still don't know.
It's a mystery, but look, in the end, Abdullah Sif, he just couldn't get anything going either. And Zabaxamo, the best of his shots, and when your best shot is an accident, you know it wasn't your best innings. Meanwhile, Thanasagaram, he finished that off. And Saini, another victim of the bat plug. And, well, Olten, they've got a lot of confidence that they can take into Super Thursday. And they end up finishing 2nd out of a really strong Group C. You think of some of the teams above them, the mood changing in the Cluj camp, but I'm sure they'll lick their wounds, they'll come back. They've got the tough schedule tomorrow, having to play first and last, so they won't get too much time to rest. It's all about how they manage it. We have seen teams like Drua, for example, that have come back from that situation to make a long run deep into the week. Drua